The constant in life is change. The variables are how quickly do we embrace change and what we do with it.
I was born and grew up in Beirut, Lebanon. It really was a model of coexistence. Beirut was a city of beauty, history, and humanity. And I grew up thinking the whole world is as integrated as the community I was in.
When overnight, his native Lebanon and the capital city of Beirut went from a beautiful cosmopolitan generation to a war zone.
When you live like that, you have this drive to bring people back together.
In 2008, 2009, it was the moment to start 5 Point. A group of people who shared the same vision and principles. And if there's one thing that we focus on in this company, it's humanity. I'm building communities, but I'm not a builder. I'm not a developer. I view all what we do here as a vision.
I want to think about things differently. That the future needs to be designed differently. If we want to really move forward, we need to leave every successful story at the door before we walk in. We really have a responsibility as an industry to start thinking about building differently. We have a role of actually advocating and educating policymakers as to how the future is going to look like and how do we actually take somebody who's been on the opposite side of the table for decades and bring them on the other side as a partner if you're willing to acknowledge that they have a point that they're making and you need to listen to it. Greg McWilliams came into my life as a result of one of the first acquisitions we made when we started Lennar. And I remember telling him, look, I don't know what exactly you're going to do, but I want you to be with me.
It's important to understand the absolute resolve that it takes and to overcome challenges. We have made California a better place.
We know the state and the state knows us.
It's been a journey, but the journey could have only happened with your leadership, your innovation, your excellence, your total disruption, and a firm vision. I was happy to be with you as you change the paradigm in California.
This is a great state, and we're part of an unbelievable industry. Well, Lynn Yoakum, and it's not with a Y, it's with a J. Lynn came into my world 23 years ago and very quickly established herself as somebody who has a broad perspective on the industry. She has an understanding of all of the elements of the business.
This is because of your leadership and belief, and that your ability to see in people, not necessarily what's on a resume, but what is in them, and that what they have to give and offer, to bring it all together. Every single person that you interact with always leaves thinking that they really would love to spend more time with you.
We take everything seriously except ourselves. And this is an industry that should not be a rigid industry. It's an industry that deals with emotional issues every day, with issues, you're fighting battles at every front, but at the end of the day, you're delivering a very emotional product. But I can tell you why I like working with you. I think that...
Can somebody tape this?
No. This is Serene, my daughter. And I was lucky because when Serene graduated from USC, and she said, I want to come work with you because you're working on some cool things. And she came and I asked Lynn to take her under her wing because I wanted my daughter to know that she could be a top executive, a wife and a mother, and she doesn't have to compromise any of that. Love seeing you here.
Love to be here.
So Ani Nelson is a guy I met in 1987 who was the owner of a big grading company, and I was just a junior guy. And Ani is the best example of somebody who knows how to appreciate every day in life.
I met Emile Haddad and recognized early on that this was a man that has honor, truth, and respect. And can you believe that this guy, this gentleman, bought my company, an engineering grading company, on a handshake.
If you're asking me what's next, it's going to be doing what I believe in. I survived 11 years, many times, of a war. And I never knew why I did survive and others didn't. And I developed this philosophy that assumes that whatever I'm going to do today is the reason why I was saved that day. So, I look at these things more as how can I actually impact lives? Or can I ever make a difference? That's it. Doesn't matter where it is.